We welcome you to the Blackjack Sports. I'm Jack Skirky, and this is Blake Lemberger on our usual broadcast on Thursday. As that we were not broadcasting last week, that as we had the time off together, as we are back together this week, back on the show, and I want to get to a couple of things that I want to talk about from where we left off from last week, which I want to get to starting now, and that brings me to this. The first thing I want to talk about is a couple of things. Yeah, the first thing I want to talk about is the Super Bowl that I watched that I watched this year. That what I saw in that game, there was a lot of yeah, I know. So yeah, so well, the game that I watched this year was that there was a lot of punts, and I've seen a ton of defensive plays. And what's telling me is that of the rating of this year's Super Bowl was 1.1 million watching it, and the rankings showed that it's gone down because of it. And I say it because not everyone in the region watched that game because of because of the result. And won it in that Super Bowl, and there was only one touchdown scored in that game, and then the Rams didn't even score any points except for a field goal, and they just got too many plays, and Todd Gurley, who looked healthy, and he just didn't show up and get this game going because he was banged up on a couple of knee injuries, and he just didn't play his game. And the Rams were not prepared in that game, and because of that, the Super Bowl ratings were down. And I guess many people weren't interested in watching it. I think that I think what happened was they had the ball a couple of times. I mean, they had a big play, but it was called on the offense, so they had a little bit too much going on with them, because what happened was that they just got too excited, motivated, and they just didn't play their kind of game that they were before they got there, and the Rams just didn't have anything going, and I just think they didn't play their best. Yes, and now I will say this: when I was watching that game, what I saw was the Rams have the ball. It was like kind of near the red zone. And what I want to bring is that, well, I'm trying to say, well, I was going to try to say something on what I'm going to tell you is that on that play near the red zone of when the Rams had the ball, the ball was tipped and intercepted by one of his teammates, and that's where the Rams had a chance to score. But and a defensive play as a result. On Tom Brady, I do think he's the best quarterback of all time in our generation, and I will and there's and the and I will tell you that what kind of run they're having, we will never see something like this ever again. Yes, I mean, I want to bring up this comparison between Michael Jordan and Tom Brady. Well, Jordan has 6 rings, and Brady has 6. So if Brady wins another Super Bowl next year, that would be 7 because Jordan only has 6. And I just want to bring up, and I just want to know, and I just want to come up to this discussion and debate of who do you think should be better. I mean, do you if Tom Brady wins 7 and Jordan only has 6, what are we going to look like in the next generation as we remember this? I don't think Brady retires yet, but there is a chance, like slightly chance that Gronk will retire because of how he's dealing with some back injuries that he's dealing with. I know, but he's been playing dealing with some back injuries, and that's why there is a slight chance that he might able to. So I don't think there. I mean, it could happen, but on the Brady side of it, I don't think he's going to retire anytime soon because there's zero chance, and he's expected that he's likely to play until he's like 45 years of age. Now, before I'm done, and I want to get to now. Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about something at the end after that. So yes, Blake. Now let's move on to football. Tennessee. I think it's Tennessee. Well, I think Duke's number one, then Tennessee's behind them, then Virginia after that, then you got Gonzaga after that. So the game the game that I'm looking forward to seeing is Tennessee against Kentucky. That's going to be a great matchup to watch. Now I think that's going to be at the end of the college basketball season, which I think everyone's going to tune in to watch. Mm, I think I know the answer. That would be Duke because I know because they got their best player. They have their best player on their team, and that's why they're playing at a very high level. Um, I think it's Zion. If I'm if I'm correctly, yeah. So he's playing at a very high level, and I think that's why Duke can be so dangerous at times. And I want to get to another thing that I want to talk about. So did you hear that Steve Spurrier is coaching the team at the AAFL over? He's coaching this Apollo's Orlando team. Let's talk about that for a second. Orlando Apollos. He's coaching a new team down there, and I think that now that he's retired from coaching from our former head coach at South Carolina, now that he's back in the coaching, I think I think he's doing a great job down there from wherever he's at. I think he's very happy, and I think he has taken his team down there to the right direction. Well, I mean, it's only the beginning for this league because you got the XFL and now maybe arena football. But when I watch a game, only if a big crowd shows up. They are. I watched one of them, and that's who they're television rights belong to. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, they played a very solid game, and I think they did. I think they did a good job on it. I think his team looked pretty good. I mean, they're only getting started, and I think they're and I think it's a new beginning for them. So I just think it's just only the start for what something new brings for this team. I mean, you're right. Ticket prices are not that cheap. That's something that they really have to fix on because not everybody goes to those games. And I think the XFL had left because of that reason. But I feel like the AAFL should find a way to solve this problem because if they don't, it could be a long season to deal with all those fans that are wanting to get to those games. They are. I mean, they had a long ways to go. I mean, they're just battling some tough games that they dealt with, and they're 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 hanging in there, and I think they're just trying their best, trying harder as they could under Frank Martin. I think this team should be headed in the right direction in the future. I just don't think that I just don't think they're playing at a high level than they used to be. Yeah, I think he did. I think he did a good job on whoever he signed. I mean, I think he did. I think he did the right thing, and I think this team should be headed into winning some big games and championships. I think this team should be looking healthy and good. I think he's done a good job improving with what his team is doing. So I think that yeah, I do think that I mean, not yet, but I think they're getting there. I mean, one step at a time. Just take one game at a time, and then I think you'll be in good shape. And happy Valentine's Day, Blake. And I hope that you spread more. Yeah, I know. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Blake. And I hope you spread more love. Well, I'm kind of orange for me, but yeah, yeah. It's been a great Valentine's Day in the park with my dad and my mom, and yeah, I hope that I hope that you do the same as well, and maybe you'll find some good dates out on whatever you're doing. But yeah, I mean, go enjoy it. It's tonight's night for you, so yeah, go enjoy it, and I know I will too when my dad gets home tonight, and I get to spend time with him as well. So yeah, going to spread a lot of love and joy to my family. And Jackson Reed signing off, and have a good day, and talk to you soon.